Okay, we're on Shabbat, Perek Tet Zayin, Mishnah Dalet, fourth Mishnah in the 16th chapter of Shabbat. We're continuing to talk about saving things from fires. What else can you save? We talked about food and how much food you can save. So now we're going to talk about clothing. Says the Mishnah, we just recall in the last Mishnah, we saw there was a machloket to where are you allowed to save things. So the Tanakama says, L'chatzer ha-me'urevet, a chatzer, which you made an eruv, and Ben Matera said even a chatzer that you didn't make an eruv to. You can even take it outside to the chatzer, the communal courtyard between different apartments. So that machloket will endure. Now we're going to talk about clothing. Ulisham, and to there, meaning according to the Tanakama, according to Ben Betera, each according to his opinion, kol klei tashmisho. He can take out kol klei tashmisho, all of the utensils that are necessary. The Bartinura says, tzvichino le'oto hayom l'seuda, vessels that he needs for his meal. And you can take out the pots, take out the serving utensils, anything you would need for the day. V'lovesh kol ma sheyachol libosh, and he can wear as much as he can wear. V'otef la'atof means to wrap himself, the way they would wrap themselves in a talit. They would put it around themselves, surround themselves. V'otef kol ma sheyachol la'atof, anything they can wrap themselves. So the Tanakama says, what clothing can you put on to save the clothing? Whatever you can wear. 82 layers. Rabbi Yossi says, Shmona asar kelim. No. 18 different pieces of clothes. The Bartunova says, these 18 are shuragil lilbosh b'chol b'vat achat v'tu lo. The clothing that a person would wear, the garments that a person would wear at one time, and no more. Okay? I'm not going to go through the entire list. Sarbel elyon, malbush, meaning, but because it's not relevant to us, because the Gemara talks about, brings the bright about what those 18 pieces of clothing were. But according to Rabbi Yossi's position today, God forbid if there was a fire in your house, 2 pairs of two socks, 2 shoes, underpants, long johns, whatever a person would wear, tzitzit, whatever a person would normally wear, tie, shirt, maybe in Israel you couldn't save the tie, who knows, that's what you could save, and not more. But the Mishnah says, v'chozer, v'lovesh, umotzi. Remember we learned, when we talked about food, all we talked about was, in Mishnah Bet, all we talked about was mazon shalosh seudot. Food for 3 seudot. And that was the opinion, or that was the normative opinion. Okay, 3 meals, however much those 3 meals were. Okay, and the reason we said this was because Adam bahul al memono. A person is panicked about his money, and if we let him save more things, he'll put out the fire. So and this Mishnah seems to say that clothing is different. Because you wear whatever you wear, but chozer v'lovesh umotzi. Okay, you go back and you wear and take out again, meaning however many times. V'omer la'acherim, and you can say to other people, bo v'hetzilu imi, come and save my clothing with me. Now I want to point out, I made a chart for you. Okay, this idea of chozer v'lovesh umotzi, you're allowed to go back. It's a huge machloket. We have three-way machloket. The main positions of the Ran and the Rambam. The Ran says, who says this? Everyone says it. Divrei hakol. How does this make sense? The Tanakama says you could wear anything you could wear. Rabbi Yossi says 18 kelim. So how come you're allowed to, according to both of them, go back and basically keep putting on clothes, Remember we said ochel, food is mazon gimel seudot, 3 meals. So how come you can't take unlimited food, but now you seem to be able to take unlimited clothing in either way, however way you say it? So the Ran says the reason is because food we said was adam bahul al memono. But clothing, he says, since you're wearing it, a person is not bahul al memono. You're going to remember, since a person is wearing the clothing, he's not carrying it, he's not doing it with his hands. The fact that he has to wait and put on clothes and do it in this more tedious manner, that's going to remind him. Oh, remember it's Shabbat, and he's not going to put out the fire. And therefore, according to the Ran, both positions hold of this halacha chozer v'lovesh. On the other hand, the Rambam says, according to the Kesef Mishnah, this is brought down in the Kahati, you can look it up. The Rambam says this position of chozer v'lovesh umotzi is only Rabbi Yossi's opinion. Let's learn the Mishnah this way. Rabbi Yossi says, Shmona asar kelim v'chozer v'lovesh umotzi, period. Okay, you'd have to take this comma and make it into a period. Okay? Meaning you could wear 18 clothes, but you can go back and keep putting on. The Tanakama says only what you could wear. Rabbi Yossi says 18, and you can go back into wear it, because I guess he holds that since you're counting, whatever. You're only going to take out the clothes, you're not going to put out the fire. But the Tanakama, who says the only thing you're wearing, these are the Rambam Paskins. The Tanakama says you can only wear what you're wearing, says you can't, just like you can only save a certain amount of clothes, food, you can only save a certain amount of clothes as well. So we see, then the Rambam says that this piska, therefore, chozer v'lovesh umotzi is, according to Rabbi Yossi, we don't paskin like. Nonetheless, we say, Omer lachirim bo vatzilu imi. You can say to other people, come and save my clothing with me. Help me save as many clothes as you possibly can. It's interesting. In the last Mishnah, we talked about saving other food. It says, bo vatzilu lachem. Hey, save food for you. Whereas here it says, bo vatzilu imi. Save my clothes for me. How come in food it says, hatzilu lachem, save for yourself, and here it says, save for me? So Rabbi Akiva Eiger says that according to some positions, according to Rabbi Yossi, remember, or according to whoever, you can chozer velovesh umotzi. You're allowed to go back and get as many times as you can. Since I'm allowed to go back, I can really get it myself. So therefore, if I ask my neighbors to help, I'm saying bo vatzilu imi, because it's really my clothes. I'm not giving it to you. We'll stop here. As always, if you have comments or questions, feel free to contact me at my email address, rspalter@gmail.com. And we'll dedicate our learning, as we always do, to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.